One of the things that surprised me so much when we moved to Gambia was the cost of living. No matter how much research I did that prepared me, I absolutely was not prepared for the real cost of living on the continent. In this video, I'm going to break down our monthly costs, all the numbers, all the things you are wondering, but you've not asked yet. So stay tuned. So let's start with your biggest expense, which is housing. Um, it is interesting to talk about housing because obviously it depends on the type of house you are looking to live into. So we are a family of five, mom, dad, and three boys. And we are always hosting. So a house that had enough space for everybody was important. Keep in mind our home has a pool. It's a really good size. When we were living in Frisco, our rent was about $2,000. So just to give you equivalent. So the home we are in right now is, I would say, probably double the size of the home we were when we were in Frisco, but we are paying a fraction of the price. So if you're wondering how much you should be putting away when you first move, if you're going to be renting, I would say anywhere from $300 all the way to $1,500, depending on whether or not you are getting a home that's already furnished. So when we moved, we got a home that was already furnished. And in another video, I'll tell you why I think this was a big mistake. But if you are coming into the country and you are renting a place that's not furnished, your cost for rent is going to be so much cheaper. So just to give you an idea, let's say that a furnished home this size, the one where we live, will be maybe $1,200 a month. The same house unfurnished might cost you about $500 a month. So it's a huge difference. Okay, so that's housing. The second thing, obviously, that you're going to be spending on is your utilities. So we're talking water, electricity, Wi Fi, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Electricity. This was a shocker. See, all these YouTubers that tell you can just move to Africa with $100 and live like a king. I don't know where they're staying at because that is not the reality. The electricity bill here is probably higher than what we used to spend in Texas. In Texas, we used to spend about $200, 350 in during the winter month. Here, I'm spending about $200 a week. I'm like, listen, and that's what we're spending $200 a week. And you might be like, wait, what are you talking about? Yes, we do have the ACs running, but only at night, guys. Only at night. It might be just the house we live in that makes it super expensive. But I've asked a few friends, and like the cost of living in Gambia has gone up. When we first moved, we spent about $100 a week. Now it's about $200 a week on cash power. And the way that it works here on the continent is not like in the US where you pay once a month, like you consume and then you get your bill. No, 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 no. Here you pay as you go. So you put in, let's say you put in $100 and you can only use the $100. Once it's done, it's done. You need to purchase more electricity to be able to use, which has its pro and con. So that's what we spend on electricity. Water. Water is super affordable. Most people spend about $300, which is like about $5 a month. It's not a big expense. It's not a big bill. I've had people say that they even spend $100. So that's not going to be a big thing for you. Wi-Fi. That's the big one. I feel like that should be a totally like another video on its own. It's a big thing for me who is an entrepreneur. I need my internet. And I think even if you're not an entrepreneur, you need Wi Fi in 2025. So, Wi Fi, we have two different services, but we pay about $50 a month for each one of the services we have. And the reason we have two, we used to have three providers. And the reason is because internet can be shaky and we cannot afford to be out of the internet. Like imagine you're on a sales call and then your Wi-Fi goes. The people in the US, my clients don't care. They don't want to hear the stories of, oh, sorry, this happened and all that. They don't want to hear it. So we have to have multiple providers. And so right now we are paying about $100 a month for unlimited, which I think is not bad, to be honest. Is the Wi-Fi fast? Is not as fast as the US, but it does the job. I'm able to get on my Zoom calls. I'm able to record. The upload speed is what kills me because just to upload a quick 20-minute video takes us hours. It can. I've had videos take a day just to upload. But I'm able to stream, watch my videos, watch my movies without any problem. So that's the internet. So we've talked electricity, water, Wi-Fi. Hold on, I got my notes, guys, because I want to make sure I hit all the things you guys are wondering about. Um, The next category is food. This is another shocker for me because I am originally from Cameroon, as some of you might know. And in Cameroon, food, although food has become even more expensive, is not as expensive as in Gambia. Shouldn't food just be the most affordable thing on your bill? It is not. For us, and it could be us, all right? It could be just us and the way we eat, but it's costing, it's super expensive and it keeps getting even more expensive. Let me know in the comment if you want me to do a video where I go to the grocery store, go to the market, and I show you a comparison of prices. But just know that right now we are spending about $200 a week on food. Family of five. Yes, it's three boys. Yes, they eat. Yes, we have staff that also eat. But yo, we're not eating lasagna. I'm talking Cameroonian food. Like I'm talking, we're eating African food. And it's still very much costing us about $200 a week on food. We do cook every day. It was cheaper when we're cooking about 3 times a week, but we now cook every day and it is true that I have not picky eaters, but like sometimes we have to cook like 2 meals because dad likes something, but the kids don't like something. But it's about $200 a week, $800 a month on food. Yike. Another bill, which is important, one of the reasons why so many people want to move is around just having help. That's the number one question people ask me. They're like, oh, I'm sure you have help. Like, what type of help do you have in the house? I do have help. I'm a big believer that it takes a village. And so let's talk about cost of staff. So personally, I have a chef. I have somebody that helps with cleaning the house. That comes 5 times a week. We have a gardener that comes once a week, somebody for the pool, and also a security guard. So that's 5 staff. I would say that the average cost for a staff, depending on their skill set in Gambia, is anywhere from $80 to $150. We tend to pay our staff higher than the average. But just to give you an idea, anywhere from $80 to $150 is what you're looking at. Transportation. We have cars that we ship from the US. And so my husband, I was hoping he was going to be here so he can tell us how much he pays on insurance. I think he pays insurance once a year. I think, depending on the type of car you have, is anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 for the year, which is about 20, no, 10, $15 to $25 is what you're looking at for the year for insurance. Talk about saving, because y'all know how much insurance is in the US. Okay. So that's a huge saving. And I think you also have to do something else once a year beside the like registration. So apparently there's a road tax that's about $20 a year and you are good to go. Fuel. How much is fuel? 82 that I see per liter, which is so it's about $1 per liter. So guys, I'm asking. So like I don't know how we're gonna edit this, but I don't drive. One of my thing about moving to Africa, I was like, when I get money, I'm gonna know that I have money when I have somebody driving me around and I have a stylist. So I know nothing about the car, so I'm asking. So it's about $1 per liter right now to fill your tank. In terms of transportation, so when my husband can drive me around, then I would take a taxi and I would spend, depending on where I'm going into town, I'm probably spending about $15 to $20 round trip. And that's just me by myself in the taxi. So just FYI. There's also what they call 1010, which is what my son likes to take. And those are super affordable, but you're basically sharing a van or pickup, well, not a pickup, but a van with other people. It's like carpooling. Okay. Yes, it's a version of carpooling. And that's much more affordable. That's like a few cents. And you can go around town that way. I've never taken one. My mom has. She likes it. My son loves it. So in terms of transportation, that's what you're looking at when it comes to transportation. I personally find that transportation is expensive in the Gambia compared to other countries I've been to. Compared to Cameroon, I find that it is expensive to take a private taxi to go somewhere because the distances are not that long at all. But that's something that I find is expensive. The locals are complaining because the cost of transportation has gone up as well. It used to be $10. I think now it's $13. Okay, so that's transportation. Next category is education. I homeschool my kids. I'm going to do a whole video specifically on homeschooling. And so my cost of education is different than most people. I simply spend on, we use Time for Learning, which is about 20 something dollars per kid. And we also use Maya Academy for the younger kids, which is around that same $25. Also, I do tutoring, incredible company out of Nigeria called Blooming Kids House. And so on tutoring, we spent about $500, but let me say that it's for all three kids. We are doing for each one of the kids English. Well, okay. The youngest kid has math a few times a week, piano 4 times a week. The middle kid has math every day, English every day. The oldest has or had German a few times a week, math a few times a week as well. And right now, English because he's practicing for SAT. And all of that is about $500 ish. That's my rate though. So don't, okay, that's my rate. So if you reach out to them, the rates might be different for you, but amazing company that has really been helpful in terms of helping me supplement, and they work with people all over the world. So that's the cost for me when it comes to education. That's schools here, the British school, the US school, the French school, and they have their yearly rate. I don't want to lie what their rates are, but you can find it on their website. Final category here that we're going to talk about, and if I'm missing anything, please drop it in the comment. I'll be very happy to answer. But lifestyle, so I'm talking date night or taking the kids out to eat or going to the beach, the fun stuff. Typically, if my husband and I go out to eat at like the fanciest or one of the fancy restaurants, we are probably spending about 3,000 dalasi or 3,005. I'm not a big drinker. That's about what, 40 $50 is what we spend, just to give you an idea. If we are taking the kids with us to go eat, we are spending less than $100, way less. That, I mean, way less than $100. So, and it depends on where you're going, because there are restaurants that you can go to and you are going to spend $3, $4, $5. It literally depends on where you're going. So that's lifestyle. If you're going to the beach is free. If you're just going to the beach, if you're going through one of the hotels, that's also, except if it's on the Sunday, they have a minimum spend that you have to spend at most of the hotels, the big resorts. But otherwise, during the week, literally is the price of just going in and buying a drink, right? And you're able to be right on the beach, chill, go swim, come back, all that good stuff. So that's not super duper expensive. So when you add it all up, I've not added everything up, but when you add it all up, I would say that our cost of living here for the lifestyle we are enjoying is definitely cheaper. If we were to have the same lifestyle in the United States of the America, we'll probably be spending 4 times more, if not 5 times more than what we are spending now. So whatever the total is for this lifestyle that we're having, I promise you it will be at least 5, if not 10 times more, because just to be here where we can see the water, you're talking Miami beachfront properties. It's not no $1,500 a month. Okay. You already know what it is. So definitely, no matter how you cut it, it is much, much affordable for us here than abroad. Now, I'll also give you perspective. My mother, who moved with us, has her own place, is able to live here with her retirement money very well. Okay. She has her own 3-bedroom home and all that stuff. She doesn't have as many staff and all that kind of stuff, but she's able to live really well, travel, has retired here, and is enjoying it. So how much does it cost depends on the type of lifestyle you want. I got to tell you that there's a lot of expensive mistakes we made when we first got here. And so now we know better. So we probably would not have spent as much on certain things. I hope this was helpful. I know there was a lot of information. Please talk to me in the comment. Do you think it's expensive? Do you think it's cheap? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And if you have any other specific questions for me, I would love, love, love to answer. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.